Become a member in the description box below. Hello, my name is Tim Black. Thank you for tuning in to TBTV. You know, far too often we hear people make claims that activism doesn't work. They say it's a waste of time, that you can't fight City Hall. No one's listening to you. It's all pointless. And then there are stories like today. Stories where people fighting back, signing petitions, tweeting on Twitter, rallying the troops, and spreading awareness, it pays off. Case in point, Governor stays execution of Missouri inmate after new DNA claims. The governor of Missouri has stayed the execution of a man convicted of murder after claims that new DNA evidence could lead to his exoneration. Marcellus Williams, a 48-year-old who was found guilty of murdering a former St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter in '98, was scheduled to be killed today at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Governor Greitens has issued a stay of execution for Marcellus Williams until there can be a board put together or an examination of the new DNA evidence to see if it exonerates Marcellus Williams. This would not have happened if there hadn't been a public outcry regarding Marcellus Williams and the evidence, the new evidence that was found. Felicia Gayle was a victim. She was brutally murdered, stabbed in her own home multiple times. But the fact remains that we have evidence that proves someone else had their hand on the murder weapon. I'm sure the family and friends of Felicia Gayle, who want justice for Felicia Gayle, would not do so at the risk of executing a man who was innocent of her murder. In 2015, a DNA analysis was done. In 1998, there were no DNA analysis done. The DNA analysis results prove that Marcellus Williams' fingerprints were not on the murder weapon. The fingerprints on the murder weapon were from some unidentified man. There were also footprints found in the house that did not belong to Marcellus Williams. Marcellus Williams did not kill this woman, according to scientific data. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why activism matters. If we have DNA evidence that you did not touch the murder weapon, that there are other fingerprints on it, obviously you are not a magician. They did not care that Marcellus Williams' fingerprints were not on the murder weapon. You would think a case like this, guys, you would think this case, there's no way you're going to execute a man when you have such reasonable doubt, when you have such contradictory evidence in your possession. But they would have done it. And they still may do it, so the fight is not over. But the point is, they would have killed this man tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if it weren't for activists, if it weren't for you speaking out, if it weren't for you being involved. This man's life is over. Done. It didn't matter that the evidence was there if the voices weren't there as well. Look, I understand there is a lot to be frustrated about. It's overwhelming at times. You feel as if there's nothing you can do. You feel powerless. The machine of our establishment, the machine of the imprisoned industrial complex, the machine of our legal system is always running. And what can we do? And in some cases, you're right. We don't have enough. But that doesn't mean that we don't try every time out, that we don't band together and speak out every time out. Marcellus Williams, scientifically, by scientific evidence, did not touch this murder weapon. There were other footprints in that home belonging to someone whose foot size did not match Marcellus Williams. There are fingerprints on the murder weapon that do not belong to him. And that should be enough not to take this man's life. And in a just world, it would be. But this world is not just if we just sit back and claim defeat and do not fight. And to that point, I would like to thank at Jason Rosenbaum, at Mark Berman, at Sister Helen Pregine, at Black Autonomist, at Toonie KC, at Horse Whisperer, at Chuck Modi 1, at Sheridan Lugo, at Jeff Miami, at Momo Pineno, at NAACP_LDF, the Legal Defense Fund, and at Nikki_T. Governor Eric Greitens, for considering the evidence, for stating emphatically a sentence, a death sentence. A sentence of death is the ultimate price. We cannot carry out the death penalty when there is doubt. Let's examine the evidence, and until then, we'll do nothing. It's good people. It's people who want due process. It's people willing to stand up, that matter, that make a difference in this world. My deepest condolences go out to the family of Felicia Gayle. I'm sure that this family wants justice for their daughter or their loved one. But justice for your loved one by executing someone who did not kill them is also an injustice. And as an advocate against the death penalty, because I see too many cases just like this, where we have evidence that the convicted killer was not the killer and they are executed anyway. Folks, this is why I'm against the death penalty. Your activism matters. Your voice matters. Hats off once again to Missouri Governor Eric Greitens and all those people who tweeted this out. You are amazing, and we have to stay in the fight. Become a member of this channel. Have a voice in independent media with your man Tim Black here. We fight the good fight every day.